Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Calistoga, California. And you guys did yourself a treat. This is my mom's dog. You could go now. Just wanted you to say hi. We're under a beautiful arbor, under grapevines. We're in the heart of wine country. And we were worried that it was going to maybe possibly rain. But we have 0% chance of rain this afternoon, this weekend. And but it's going to be in the 90s, so bear with that. But we have a lake where we can go swimming tomorrow in the afternoon, okay? So welcome, you guys are in for a really good weekend. It's going to be amazing. You know, when I was a kid, I used to take those helium balloons, and I would, there was so much life in them, right? They would just want to float up, just go on up, so I would just let it go. And I would just keep watching it until I can't see it anymore. Maybe some of you can relate to that experience. And as a kid, I had this imagination. Where's that balloon going to go? And I always thought maybe it's going to go somewhere exotic, like the fields of Kansas, perhaps. And sometimes I would put a note on there and put my phone number on there and put my name. So if you find this, call me. Maybe we could be pen pals. So I thought maybe a kid my age named Billy would find it, and then we would be in contact. That never happened. I went to SeaWorld. I went to Marine World with my parents, and what a magnificent thing to do as a kid. You take your kids to watch these magnificent animals, put on this great show. I mean, you're doing the right thing as a parent, right? Giving them this experience. I ate a lot of chicken, a lot of meat, not really knowing where it's coming from. And you know, it says Foster Farms on the packaging with a happy cow on there, obviously. And little did I know it came from what should be called Auschwitz Farms, aka farm factories. What else did I do as a kid? I didn't understand what maybe gay marriage was. If you asked me, what if a same-sex couple wanted to adopt kids? I don't know what my opinion would have been at the time, but I might have thought that was just not even something possible, not even in a realm of reality. Eastern cultures, Buddhism, meditation, they're completely out of their mind, and did not realize that that was something that people would even embrace. You see what happened last year at Bonfire Heights. Two sisters came all the way from Florida, and they came here to disturb us. They had this message. They brought residue that they find. They've been cleaning up their beaches their whole entire life. They brought evidence of plastic that they've been finding every day, and it's getting worse and worse. And they're bringing evidence of dead sea mammals and birds and fish that are eating plastic products like balloons. And then me being a conscious individual, I realized my balloon didn't end up in the fields of Kansas, probably ended up somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. And 20, 30 years later, it's probably, I'm still responsible for where that is. And I have no idea where it is, but I take full responsibility for that. We have a speaker here today says, I understand your intention to take your kids to SeaWorld and show them a good experience, but there is a moral issue here that we have to start thinking about. There's suffering behind your decision that you're making, perhaps. Start rethinking. Last year, you see, we had a speaker, Gene Bauer, who had Farm Sanctuary, where he takes animals that were down animals in farm factories, brings them back to health again. And he says, these decisions that you're eating these meats from, you have to know where it comes from, because there might be pain and suffering behind that decision that you're making. So you understand that there are people out there, change agents, that are seeing a problem and being so passionate about finding a solution, and we could be inspired by them because it's such an uphill battle. what they have to go through. They have to reach one individual at a time, and they're going to find like minds. But their goal is to reach critical mass, get into the Congress, change laws. That's their ultimate goal, and they do that through social media, writing books, blogs, speeches, protests, documentaries, and they have to reach people like us to change the minds and the hearts. So I can live a good life by living with my truth that I grew up with. I grew up with my truths of being festive and letting balloons go and going to Marine World, and I was going to do that with my kids also because that's what I know. That's my truth that I build up. But it's our responsibility to understand, to unlearn everything that we've learned and relearn the things with a logical, practical manner that we actually take awareness and study. And that's how you live an amazing life. Now, if you challenge my truth, it's not easy because you are, one, it's inconvenient. Two, there's going to be resentment. And three, probably most importantly, is my ego. You're going to tell me what I've known my whole life is wrong? What I did was wrong? So I have to change that now? So what we are is a platform, and I'm standing on it right now, for these stories. And we want to bring these social issues with a personal story behind it. And that's what makes it so special. And what me and Linda really realized over the past Bonfire Heights is that the speakers actually get more out of it than anybody. And I think I know why. Because the speakers are leaders, they're change makers. They're very focused on what they need to do. And they're usually in a position where they're telling the story and taking the lead. But when they sit in the audience like this and they listen to other change makers with a completely different story, completely different social issue, they realize that they are very similar to each other and that there is other issues out there. Then they're like, oh yeah. So first they realize, oh yes, there are other really important issues out there and that there are people like me who are having the same struggles as me. So it doesn't matter what the topic is, humanitarian, food, animals, the underlying issues, you need to serve your purpose fearlessly, pave your own path, and go along your mission. And then the other thing with Bonfire Heights that we have to recognize and we can't forget is we need to have a good time. We have to have fun because we work so hard, why not recognize it and appreciate it and celebrate it? So that's what we're going to do all weekend long, is hear these stories, but also eat well, have a bonfire, listen to music, socialize, go hiking, and embrace all these amazing leaders that we have come around from all over the country, even as far as Alberta, Canada. So there's a lot of parallels in life that we could relate ourselves to help us really understand, well, where are we coming from? For example, the bamboo. I don't know if you knew this, but it takes 5 years for a bamboo to grow 5 inches. And after 5 years, within 5 weeks, it grows 60 to 90 feet in 5 weeks after 5 years. It quickly grows after 5 years. It hits that point. And so the question is, you have to ask yourself, did it take 5 weeks to grow 90 feet, or did it take 5 years? So we know the answer to that. So we can't forget that when we meet successful people out there who we admire, we have to understand that they served their time as well. That 5 years, they had to nurture the things that they were working on, they're passionate about, and they stuck to it for the whole time. So we don't know where you are in your process. It might take 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, it doesn't matter. But there's going to be a breaking point, and that's what you have to understand. And the passion is going to take you there, all of it to see you through. So I asked you this weekend, just open mind, open heart, have fun, and everything's going to fall in place. Welcome.